The Bradford Cathedral Woodland Project is an important part of the cathedral's commitment to the environment. In 2017, a site on Gaysby Lane was chosen as the first location for tree planting. Several years on, we'd returned to the site to see how things were progressing. Here is Mike de Villiers, member of the Cathedral Eco Group and one of those behind the ongoing tree planting, explaining how it came about.
This is the cycle path from Shipley to Bradford, and alongside it we have this Gaysby Lane site where we've planted trees since 2017. And it took a lot of negotiating with the council to get permission to go on this land, but here we are. It's work that now has to be done, and it's growing well, and so long as the community keeps in with it, I'll keep working at it.
Before work could begin on maintaining the site, Mike had to use a selection of tools to clear a pathway into the site. Clearly there had been a lot of growth since their last visit, and it was also attracting wildlife, with a pheasant spotted amongst the plants. With the way clear, Mike checked on how one of the trees planted at the time was getting on.
This tree is significant because in our community planting, we actually have a photo of Rudy Lever, the mainstay of Bradford's Jewish community. He planted this, and you can see where it is among the brambles and the nettles. So our job is just to, well, not easy, but is to, I will free this tree up and then put a piece of carpet around it just to suppress some stuff. We can't suppress everything because the brambles are growing right round. But the whole project began because this was allotments which were poisoned by industrial from a dye works. And so the council had to close it, and we saw the land being overgrown by brambles. Now, brambles is not a good starter. Brambles and bindweed are not a good starter, so we've sort of kept it down a bit and planted trees, because the trees will then outgrow the brambles eventually and shade it out so that it becomes an established mixed woodland. And so we've planted the hedge here, which is doing pretty well. That we did first, and that's doing pretty well. All of this it's a huge project, and it'll keep us going for years.
The site was planted up by a whole range of people, from individuals to families and people of all faiths, and members of the communities continue to help manage the site to this day. When we visited, the team were getting to work clearing the site of weeds and helping free the trees from some of the more invasive species, such as bindweed, which cling to trees and stop them from growing. There were also a handful of tools and techniques ready to deal with the problems, including a very special piece of kit brought along.
The African hoe is a tool used to take out the roots of trees.
One technique involves using carpet, here explained by Mike.
So to give our trees a chance amongst all these weeds, we give them a bit of carpet. It's Hessian-backed wool carpet, which is biodegradable. So in 5 years you won't find this carpet, but we give it like that round the tree, and that means that no grass or weeds can grow here for a good 5 years, and that means the tree has a much better chance of growing. So that's what it's about, carpets for trees.
The Woodland Project is ongoing, both in the hard work needed to keep the plants growing until they're hardy enough to survive, but also expanding out to new areas of the city, helping promote creation, as Mike explains.
This is a really good example of a tree that needs rescuing. We planted it 3 years ago, and bindweed has just smothered it. I can see the stake, so I know there's a tree here, and if I pull this off, Oh dear, no, it's still alive. And that has still got sap in it, so it will grow, and there you can see it's got 2 little leaves. It's a birch tree, and the bindweed has covered it and drowned it. And this is an example of one of the 800 trees we've planted in this site, because this is part of Bradford Cathedral Woodland Project. We are regenerating a piece of land which was wasteland, and we've got a lot of maintenance to do, but the trees will outgrow the bindweed eventually. And this is just one of our sites. The other site in Baildon along the River Aire, we've planted at 800 trees again. So we've now planted altogether nearly 2,000 trees as part of the Bradford Cathedral Woodland Project. And you're always welcome to come and help us. Just get in touch with the cathedral if you'd like to be part of our scheme of regenerating and joining hands in caring for creation like this.
For more information on the Bradford Cathedral Woodland Project, or to find out when you can next take part in some tree planting, please contact the cathedral using the details on screen.